Welcome back to ETV News and Sport. Well, COVID-19 infections in South African townships is a real point of concern for government and ordinary people. Now, many people in townships like Alexandra and Khayelitsha say they are finding it difficult to adhere to social distancing rules. Now, in some cases, many have revealed some of the myths going around. One of the myths is that the virus doesn't impact the poor and only affects the rich. One youth campaign hoping to dispel some of these myths by speaking directly to people about how the virus works is happening soon. Now, to tell us more about 750 Amped, we're joined via Skype by Murendeni Nefale, who is one of the initiators of the project and the CEO of Pax Africana Holdings. Murendeni, thank you so much for joining us on ETV News and Sport. I mean, it's quite a big problem because a lack of education, a lack of understanding, ignorance, fear, a whole lot of things are happening in people's minds at this moment in time, and because the right kind of information is not getting to them. Tell us about this initiative that's taking place.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity, Ayanda, and thank you for having me on the show. This really is a challenge. The initiative essentially then is a response from my team and I to figure out what we can do, even in the slightest way. And so the 750 Amped campaign is basically an initiative around educating young people, training them up about the virus, and then sending them out into the community, sending them out particularly focusing on communities that have been the most affected, communities that are highly dense and populated. And so basically they communicate to them about the virus, they tell them what the virus is, how it operates, how it's transmitted to other people, symptoms of the virus, and we identify what we call the 5 basic principles. So the initiative is 750 Amped, and so it's fighting the coronavirus 7 days a week, practicing 5 preventative measures, and ultimately leading towards a journey of 0 infections.
Now, Murendeni, this is actually aimed at the youth as well. And as you can imagine, between themselves in WhatsApp groups and, TikTok videos that they're sharing with each other. So it's important that they get the right kind of information. So how do you intend on actually getting this info to the young folks?
Yes, thank you for that question. And so we're utilizing a number of different mediums for us to communicate with people in these various communities. It's a nationwide campaign. We're starting by focusing on 5 of the provinces that have been most affected, namely Gauteng, the Western Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, Free State, and Eastern Cape. And so the first part of it is basically we train and equip young people, we inform them and educate them about the virus. They go out into the communities, into highly dense and highly populated areas. They physically talk to people, practicing social distancing, of course, utilizing PPE. They tell them about the virus. And so that's sort of part 1. The second part of it then is we've developed a website and an app that basically has additional information on the virus that goes deeper into some of the basic points we talk about. They're FAQ sheets where people who have specific questions, or you'll see that there's similar questions that are going around where some of those questions are answered. Some of those myths are busted. As you've mentioned, a lot of myths are going around. And so we're utilizing technology, so through smartphones, through the website that people can access. In fact, we're continuing to develop these in multiple languages for the specific areas that we're going to be going out to.
Yeah, so the message can definitely get through. And I love that you're using young people because I think they do have the energy. Once they understand something, they give it the energy and they pass the message on with that kind of, fervent energy as well. Thank you so much, Murendeni Nefale, who is one of the initiators of the project and the CEO of Pax Africana Holdings. It is 750 Amped. Look it up.